They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country.
President Trump there unleashing a tirade against Somalis.
Now, the state of Ohio estimates more than 60,000 Somali Americans live in Columbus.
Today, we heard from local community members about their response to the president's comments. 10 TV's Tara Jabbour has that story.
Columbus is home to Kauthar Musa and her family. They came to Ohio in 1996 through a refugee program. She's a co-founder of Ohio Somali Book Fair and an active advocate for the Somali community.
Somali community in Columbus is one of the largest and most active in the United States. We have healthcare workers, I work at Federal Qualified Health Center. We have educators, scholars, truck drivers.
She says comments from President Donald Trump are hurtful.
The president's comments were disappointing, harmful, and he overlooked the real contribution Somalis make to this country.
Musa says she wants people to know more about her ethnicity and culture.
Somalis, Americans are hardworking families. They are professionals, business owners, and community leaders. So the statement the president makes, it makes us feel like it's horrible.
In a cabinet meeting on Tuesday, President Trump, while talking about the Somali community in Minnesota, said this.
They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country.
Musa says those words hurt.
Imagine when your president is saying you have to go back to Somalia and you've never been to Somalia. What do you think your co-workers, the people you work with, what do they think? They're going to think you don't belong to here. And that's harmful.
Morgan Harper, co-founder of Columbus Stand Up, works closely with the Columbus Somali community. She says the Somali community is an important part of Central Ohio.
The Somali community is a beautiful reflection of Central Ohio being a welcoming place for refugees, for immigrants. And that's one of the most inspiring things to me about the Somali community is just how big it's grown.
For Musa, she encourages people to get to know their Somali neighbors.
The Somali community, the greatest strength is resilience, unity, and also we have a strong family value. And we support each other and we uplift our neighbors.
Reporting in Columbus, Tara Jabbour, 10 TV News.
The Somali community in Oregon pays attention to what's going on in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, which is home to thousands of people of Somali descent. Although the population here is smaller, the impact of this negative messaging hits home and drives many to worry.
Kids who are born here, never even been outside of the country, many of them are now having to carry their passports or their birth certificates. Women who are wearing hijab now think they are target. People who may have a less English proficiency, even though they're U.S. citizens or lawful permanent residents, are now worried.
Ismail Warsami and Abdi Fattah Abdurrahman explaining the current experience of many Somali Americans, especially following some incendiary comments made by President Trump.
He said the Somalis are garbage. We are not garbage. We are doctors, we are police officers, we are teachers, we contribute to this country in every aspect of life. And Somalis are not reliant. And they add not, as he said, they add little into the community. We add more to the community. We contribute a lot to the community.
A community now on edge, even in Oregon, after reports of planned targeted ICE raids in Minneapolis-St. Paul. Though administration officials say they're not targeting the Somali community, but instead enforcing deportation orders already issued by judges.
I used to do crisis management, and I'm one in my previous roles in the past. I'm doing full mode crisis management right now.
A big focus of the Southwest Somali community of Oregon, education, making sure people know their rights.
What to do if you encounter with ICE, if they come to your home, things that you do, who to call and what to do.
And I've noticed that when people understand that you know the rights, they tend to violate them less.
Down the street at Urco in Northeast Portland,
All the rhetoric, it's created fear in the community and creates so much confusion.
similar discussions and trainings are taking place for Somalis, for Afghans, and for all immigrants and refugees.
As a nation of immigrants, I think we're doing the right thing to support those who will become contributing members of our society.
And right now, that's offering as much help as they can during what they call uncertain times.
We create a network of support where family can go get food as well as get legal resources.
And Urco leaders tell me that another thing really causing confusion is the pause on immigration applications from 19 countries that the feds have flagged as, quote, countries of concern. Even if those immigrants have been here for years and are about to become a citizen, all of that is now in limbo. David?
Yeah, thanks, Elma. Appreciate all the context there and your reporting tonight.
And for the first time, we are hearing from the wife of one of the men arrested, and she is pushing back on ISIS claims that he is an active gang member. Our Danny Spiewak is following this story and has more. Danny?
Jennifer, Homeland Security's list of arrests includes one Somali refugee who has been challenging deportation efforts since President Trump's first term. His criminal history is no secret, but his wife told me in a phone conversation today that she's going to keep fighting to keep him here.
Rhoda Christensen says she learned from a neighbor on Monday that her husband Abdul Qadir Sharif Abdi had been detained.
I'm driving on the road and she goes, "Hey, Rhoda, ICE is in your apartment." And I was silent for a minute.
After going to Fort Snelling first for processing, Christensen says her husband is now in a detention facility in Nebraska.
He's devastated. He's just a simple guy that loves his home.
Abdi's story has been documented extensively by local media over the years. A Somali refugee who fled civil war in the 90s, he committed several felonies while part of a Minneapolis gang, but was said to have turned his life around after getting sober and becoming a mentor in the recovery community. In 2018, his lawyers successfully lobbied against his deportation, but this week ICE described him as a, quote, known current member of Vice Lord Nation with convictions of fraud, receiving stolen property, receiving a stolen vehicle, vehicle theft, and multiple probation violations.
He's not a current gang member. We've been married for 11 years. Has he ever been in trouble? No. Has he always checked in with ICE? Yes.
Homeland Security says that Abdi is one of 12 people arrested during ICE's Operation Metro Surge, describing all as being here illegally with criminal histories ranging from child sex abuse to domestic assault.
We're going to enforce the laws of this country without apology, including in the Twin Cities.
Homeland Security won't say whether that operation is still ongoing.
Well, more people are looking out the windows. They're checking to see, unmarked cars.
Jaylani Hussein with the Council on American Islamic Relations says the 5 Somalis on ISIS list represent a tiny fraction of the 80,000 Somalis living in Minnesota.
They're spinning their wheels because they've actually come to a community that is overwhelmingly U.S. citizens.
We asked Homeland Security today if ICE detained anybody else besides the 12 people listed in their press release, but they have not told us how many total arrests ICE had made this week in the Twin Cities.
Minneapolis has the largest Somali population in the U.S., but San Diego's is notable as well. The latest census figures showing more than 15,000 people from the Eastern Horn of Africa now live here.
The Somalians should be out of here. They've destroyed our country.
President Trump taking a strong stance on Somalia with a broad brush, firmly lashing out at the people and the country.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country.
I listened to this with the president and CEO of the Somali Rights Association of America here in San Diego.
Somali people is a welcoming people, a lovely people, a family members people.
The Somali Bantu Association of America is a nonpartisan nonprofit on El Cajon Boulevard that helps refugees seek employment, hosts a weekly food pantry, offers youth and women empowerment programs, and accepts donations.
We want to be
this country with dignity and respect. We respect the government, we love the people, and we love the nation.
The president's comments come as immigration crackdowns ramp up, targeting Somalis with deportation orders, after dozens of people of Somali descent were convicted of fraud in Minnesota. $1 billion allegedly siphoned from multiple federal programs during the pandemic.
Barely a country, you know, they have no anything. They just run around killing each other.
The president now calling for an end to legal protections for some Somali migrants. The U.S. first extended temporary protected status in 1991 as the country entered into a civil war and hundreds of thousands fled, including Saeed Osman Abil, who is now a U.S. citizen. He is the youngest of 13. 9 of his siblings were killed right in front of him.
We ran away our country to refuge our life here. But getting this message is so disheartening to us. This is our new line and new hope. So we have a freedom of opportunity for everything. Some they're doctors, some they're lawyers, some they're police.
And there is even reaction tonight from the country's capital, Mogadishu. Many saying the president's words are insulting and inappropriate. The prime minister adding that it is best to ignore Trump's words than to elevate them. Reporting for CBS 8, I'm Jenny Day.